and welcome back to the Dice Tower's continuing coverage of the GAMA trade show in Reno, Nevada for 2018. I'm Chaz, joined now by Tony from Arcane Wonders.
Hey, how's it going?
Really good. I'm really glad that you're here.
Oh, no, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, well, you know, we do what we can. I understand you have two things that you're going to be showing us today?
Yeah, we have two of our new upcoming games to preview. The first will be Senshi. It's a 15-minute game.
Okay.
And the other is a preview of the next Dice Tower Essentials game, Critical Mass.
Okay, cool.
So we're going to look at some of Critical Mass's cards, and I'm going to show you just kind of what we have coming for it.
Okay, well, but first, let's talk about Senshi. This is just kind of a prototype that you have here today?
Yeah, so we have a couple things here. We have more production type tiles here. The colors aren't exact, but these will look like these.
Okay.
And in Senshi, your warrior monks and your master who has been training you is ailing and of sickness, and one of you is going to succeed the master. So we're trying to essentially figure out who is going to be the next master through development of 4 attributes. Each card here that you have has 4 attributes: strength, agility, honor, and wisdom.
Okay.
They're all represented by the colors red, green, yellow, and blue. All of the chips that are in production also have the kanji, a design that is different on the top of them. And we did work to have everything more slightly shaded, so it's available for color blindness.
That's really nice.
So
really nice.
It's not perfect, but it is. We took as many steps as possible to make it as accessible of a game as possible.
Nice.
So in Senshi, we're all going to be doing one of 3 actions. They are also on the card, which at the top it says study, train, or test.
Okay.
When you study, it is literally I am taking a stack from the center of the tile and I'm putting it on my card.
Easy enough.
The maximum number of stacks you can have on your card at any time is 3.
Okay.
And you cannot add more stacks until one has been depleted all the way.
Okay, so I couldn't take a 4th and just bump. I have to wait till that's opening.
So everyone would start, you and I and the other 2 players, with a stack in your hand. So when chips are in your hand in Senshi, they are hidden. Okay. It's semi-knowledgeable. You kind of know what people have, but it's not going to be widely known to everyone. So you have chips in your hand. So what you can do is, as people take stacks, and you have them all.
Okay. And the stacks are randomized at the beginning of the game?
Yes, and they're all randomized at the beginning of the game. There's 72 different tokens in the game, so you have a wide variety. The number of stacks varies between if it's a 2-player or 3 or 4-player game. Okay. So as people take the stacks on each of their turns, now right around this stage where people have a couple stacks, you go, okay, well, what am I going to start doing? And you go, you can then do training or testing actions. Now training is you take the top tile of any stack, be it in the center of the board or on anyone's cards, and you add it to your hand.
Okay.
So it allows you to go look and say I'm preparing to do a move on red, but I don't really like the fact that these are here. I might decide to take one of those into my hand, which changes this. And where that changes is when a test is called. So obviously, you're the only one with yellow showing on your board, so it would be very beneficial for you to call a test. And what happens when you call a test is you take the top token, or you play a token from your hand, which, say this was your hand. Okay. You'd play this token from your hand into your scoring stacks at the bottom. Okay. And then everyone would also score the same color from the top of any stack.
Okay, and actually take them and move them
and take
down.
them and move them into their stacks, because once it is in your scoring stack, they cannot be taken.
Okay.
So what everyone is trying to do and accomplish in the game is they're trying to have the largest stack in any of the 4 attributes, but not have the smallest. Okay. Because at the end of the game, once all the stacks are removed from play, you go around one more turn, and then the person with the smallest stack is eliminated.
All right, so you really have to find that balance. And you can't go all in on one color and totally ignore another.
Correct.
Ooh, I like that.
So a game typically plays in about 15-20 minutes. It's in the realm of a strategy. You're looking at these things. You're going in. It's very easy and accessible for people to pick up. And as you're going through, you'd go, okay, I'm gonna test red. I'd take this. You all would score
Our reds.
your reds.
So that might not have been the most advantageous move.
Unless I'm trying to set up something different. Things to note. If I called green as a test, if I was able, I would only still take the top.
Okay.
I would not take the top two.
Okay.
And really, that's the core of the mechanics of the game.
What ends the game?
The end of the game is when all the stacks have been removed.
Okay, so you're going to go through all the chips that are available.
Yes, you're going to go through all of the chips.
Nice.
And people are going to have various stacks of different sizes, and essentially kind of try to gauge where can I get the most benefit out of this test, but not set myself up to be at a disadvantage when you test a different color. Because if you test a different color, then you're going to gain the advantage there. And
it sounds like a lot of timing. Yeah, it's good time it and plan for other people to go off and take their colors too.
Yeah.
Nice. Now again, this is totally looks like total prototype. So what's kind of the timeline for production and release that we're looking at?
So we're looking at end of May.
Oh.
So everything is actually in final steps with manufacturing. We should have arriving today the box and different pieces. That's a funny thing. Both of our games, Critical Mass and Senshi, that we're showing off here, we have more components coming right now that we're basically are trying to time and get into the exhibit hall.
Oh, they're on a truck right now.
Yes, right now. So the only thing we won't have on display here is all of the plastics, because that's all being run with the manufacturer right now.
Makes sense.
So we do have the prototype examples, and that we're really excited with how they turned out.
Yeah.
Like, this is actually how they will be. They fit together nicely.
Yeah.
If
They'll
someone
still be
bumps
colored,
the
but
table,
wow.
it's not going to.
It's a slightly different design than these are.
Yes, so that they fit together nicely and provide a good stack. So once it gets high, it's not gonna just tip over with a slight bump.
Nice.
So,
cool.
Yeah, no, we're really happy with how it's turned out, and we're excited to see the feedback, because this one's one of those easy ones that fits in right in with like our Onitama. And,
I was gonna say it kind of had that vibe a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's nice. It's easy to pick up, but then you can sit there and play it over and over again. Like, oh wait, I'm gonna try something a little bit different here and get the timing differently and try to dial that in.
Absolutely,
Nice.
and you can do a more aggressive strategy where you're kind of trying to steal more from your opponents. But the thing is that if you have a bunch of tokens in your hand from training, they're not scored. They're just
they go to waste.
There, and so they come into play with tiebreaker scenarios. But at the same time, if they're not in your scoring piles, you're not really getting what you need. So
cool. Well, yeah, May, that's right around the corner. So
yes, this is our first launch of this year, and we're really excited. It's been a little while since we've gotten something out, and we're really rooting for
that's cool.
for a new game. So
here, I'm going to give you the next one to start setting up.
Yes.
What's the? I'm putting this over here. What's the MSRP for this one?
The MSRP is $19.99.
Oh, excellent.
So it's going to be a smaller box. I'm gonna have it on display, and hopefully I'll see if Bonacor or anyone is filming, and I'll run in and try to sabotage him on camera or something later this week. But.
Always a good plan. Always a good plan. Always a good plan. All right. So
okay. So the next game we're coming out with, we've talked a lot about with the Dice Tower. It's Critical Mass.
Okay.
So Critical Mass is a game where the world it's a dystopian worldview. The war has happened. The world has been incinerated, and what has risen are subsets of groups that have prepared well, but now they're only able to actually go out into the world in these giant mechanized war machines.
Oh, Mondays.
So what we have here is I have the cards for 2 of said war machines.
Okay.
They are Patriot, which, if you have seen some of the previews that we've done, it is the big green, more Americanized looking mech with its symbol is actually the painting of the teeth that are on the side, just like old war.
The old planes and everything.
And then the opposing mech in that box is Iron Curtain, which is more the Soviet-looking one. It has a giant hammer that is and a chain sword that basically is. It's actually carrying a giant hammer. Its arm, one of its arms is a giant hammer, and the other arm is a chain sword. Nice. And so we've really gone all out here. One thing to note is Critical Mass has actually 2 box sets that are coming out at the same time in July. The first is Patriot versus Iron Curtain. The second is Ragin versus Arcane. And Ragin is the more Asian themed mech, and Arcane is a scientific type community that was based in Antarctica that that pretty much bunkered down when the rest of the world was ignoring the obvious signs of impending doom. Thought ahead. Yeah. And got building. So each mech has its own feel and a lot of different special abilities, and that is actually portrayed by your specific deck. What I don't have here, again, the manufacturer has it, are the player boards. Now, if you look at this is where we've really made things shine with Critical Mass, is the artwork and our display on this. You have a player board, which is going to be cardboard, chipboard, that has an indentations for your cubes. Oh, I love that. And the indentations for the cubes actually sit in because the goal of the game is to obliterate the other mech by destroying their 4 critical components, which are on this board. The critical components are shielded by plates, which are indicated by the number of cubes on each area. So as you're taking them off, you see where the damage is being dealt in the game. Oh, that's cool. So you can visually see exactly how you have to damage. The different plates have different armor values that are indicated on the card right there. So you can kind of just see it, and it goes 1 through 4. And so what you're doing is you are playing these cards. You start off with your activated cards, which are your mech cards. And what happens is there are some key cards with the different colors here. Purple are actions. Blue cards are defenses. Red cards are attacks. And green cards are equipment. So what you do each turn in Critical Mass is you decide from your given cards what you're going to do. And what you'll notice here is you have techs, tech 1, 2, and 3. In the beginning of the game, you'll only have your Tech 1 abilities available. And what you have is a card called Activate. I believe that's the one. No. Yes, it's Activate. So what you do with Activate is you are actually activating and priming your mech. And then what you do is you choose deactivated cards to add to your hand. So in the midst of battle, you are actually upgrading your mech. You're like flipping switches and turning on the things. So realistically though, you only choose 1 card, and your opponent only chooses 1 card. And this is where the whole strategy and comes in Critical Mass, is because let's say you chose to pick your Electron Beam, which has a speed 2. It has a damage value of 2. And it's a beam and electric, which are subtypes that different equipment will trigger off of and such. Let's say I chose my Shock Claw. And my Shock Claw here has a speed of, speed of 1, an attack of 1, and is electrical subtype. Something like that. But what happens here is this. We both chose to attack with weapons. Your speed is higher. So what's going to happen is you are going to hit me, disrupt me, and my attack isn't going to go off. So the speed matters. So the speed matters in this. And what you see here is there are lightning bolt ones, which trigger off of different things that are instantaneous. What if I had done my higher speed attack, but you had done a defense? So it really depends on the defense that's played. So in that case, evades, what evades do are dodge. So they dodge attacks unless the attacks are unavoidable. Shields like the Deflector, have a block defense. And block defense deal no damage to you unless they have piercing. So each different card has subtypes that weigh benefits and disadvantages to
pros and cons
different types
every,
of
Okay, so it's not just about being fast or anything. It's like, okay, you have to outthink your opponent. It's like, no, do I want to attack or do I want to try and defend against something I think you're going to do, or do I want to just try to be faster?
Yeah, and it's all played simultaneously in that fashion, so people are just choosing their activated card they want to play. They flip the cards. You resolve the cards, they go into cooldown. And so what happens is you know basically how many cards your opponent has in the beginning and what they are through the feel of what they're playing. So if I go heavy and just start attacking, then I know that after so many attacks, you're not going to be able to attack anymore without recharging.
Right.
And a recharge is actually a card.
Oh, neat.
That takes the cards that are from your cooldown back into your activated cards. So you won't get your cards back until you recharge.
Now, is it? I guess you kind of explained this, how the level 1s will become level 2s. So it's not like a deck builder as you're going. It's just a kind of a hand management as you're playing the game.
Yeah. So you're managing your hand, but then you're adding text to it. And one of the things is the game on the back of the player boards has a list of recommended cards.
I bet they're beautiful boards.
They are gorgeous boards, and I really wish I had it here just to show you. There are pictures on arcanewonders.com/critical mass. If you go to there, you can see some of the highlights. We've shared all that with Tom, and we're but there are a list of cards, and then it says customizable cards.
Okay.
So this whole deck of cards I have here are the customizable cards that you can choose. And these are all different cards, and there is a recommended set on each card to jump in right. You don't want to learn everything in the first few games. You just decide, I'm just going to go off of the recommended list, throw those cards in, and you're ready to go.
Nice.
But this allows you to customize your mechs based on a little bit of different thing prior to the game. So you set up your decks, your cooldown piles are set up well, you have your activated cards, you're ready to go. It's a little bit different each time you play.
Maybe I want 2 chain swords.
Yeah.
Maybe you can't have enough chain swords.
Or miniguns. You could have your miniguns. You can do more shielding. There's electro blasters, EMP emitters. Where's one?
How many cards does the base box set come with?
The base box set, each mech has 11-ish cards. It varies per mech slightly.
Okay.
So the mechs have slightly different number of cards, and then you have approximately 50-ish customizable cards to go through. And there are duplicates in the customizable cards that allow each player, because the box sets are 2 players.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that would allow each player to pick some of these cards. The other thing, though, is that in the multiple box sets, there are also targeting cards. So while a single box set is 2-player game, you can play up to 4.
That was my next question.
With 2 box sets. So you have the 2 box sets. Now you can play a 4-player match. And what it actually has is targeting cards, which allow you to specify who you are targeting each.
Kind of a free-for-all then.
Yes.
Nice. Cool. Okay, well then, where is this in terms of production?
In terms of production, we're looking at July.
Okay.
That's when both of the first box sets will be coming out, and then we're working on sets 3 and 4. So more mechs are coming.
Nice.
And basically, we're looking at it's pretty much in final stages as well. We're getting a lot of the final components here at GAMA to show off at the booth, and yeah, this one we're psyched. We have a lot of we're really happy with the presentation, because these mechs and the cards, everything looks real smooth, and basically we'll have it good to go.
Cool. Okay. And yes,
MSRP. It's $25 per box set.
Oh, nice. And that's enough for 2 players.
For 2 players.
Right out of the box.
Yep, right out of the box.
With some customization.
Yes, with customization for those mechs.
Very cool. All right.
Yeah.
So that's Critical Mass.
Yes.
And the other one was Senshi?
Senshi.
I remembered. All right. Thank you, Tony, for showing us.
No, I appreciate you having me again. And really, looking forward to showing off more of the final components as we come here in the coming months.
Hopefully they'll arrive soon.
Yes.
I'll come check them out down in the hall later on. In the meantime, thanks for joining the Dice Tower for our coverage of the GAMA Trade Show 2018, and stay tuned for even more video presentations of this very same nature.
Hey, thank you.